What's up, guys? It is Coasters and Things here today, back again with another episode of The Thrill Life.
Hold up, wait a second. I'm Coasters and Things. You're beyond the thrills. What's up, guys? It is Coasters and Things here today, back again with another episode of The Thrill Life. I'm joined once again by Beyond the Thrills.
If you guys couldn't tell, that was staged.
Yeah, we did that on purpose.
Yeah. Yeah, guys, so we're back again. Very, very excited. I've been excited all week. I've had quite a busy week, a lot going on with school. So this is coming out Thursday, obviously, when you're watching this. We're recording this the night before. But in today's episode...
You mean it's coming out on Friday?
Is today Thursday?
Yeah, it is.
Where have I been? Okay. I thought it was Wednesday. Okay. So yeah, it's Thursday. So it's coming out on Friday. So we're recording this the night before. But anyway, we normally have 5 topics and we talk about what's going on in the theme park industry. But I mean, what's going on in the industry right now outside of IAAPA? Pretty much nothing. Everything important that's going on is happening at IAAPA. So instead of talking about just 5 topics in a special segment, we're just going to have a general conversation talking all things IAAPA. It's going to be unscripted. We're probably going to say a lot of things that we may disagree with tomorrow because we're constantly seeing new, more info's coming out each day at the expo about different rides and what's going on. But yeah, I say let's just jump right into it, man. So what do you want to talk about first? There's so much going on.
Yeah, I think first let's talk. So we got so many train unveilings, coaster train unveilings. I think first we should talk about Wildcats Revenge's train unveiling.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but you said that you weren't a huge fan of the train design.
It looks okay.
How do you feel now that we've actually seen it in person and it's not just the animated, concept?
How do I feel now? Well, basically the same. I know some people absolutely hate it. They claim it's a piece of crap and that an elementary school kid designed it.
I mean, I don't know where you're seeing that because everywhere I've been looking across Instagram and just YouTube in general, like anyone that's covered IAAPA or has seen it in person, they're all saying it looks amazing. They all love it. So I don't who's saying that they don't like it.
The people that I'm in the Hershey Park group chat with still.
Oh, really? They don't like it? I'm surprised.
Yeah, then again, they're petty. A bunch of them are petty towards Hershey Park.
Well, yeah, but no, personally, I think it's a really cool design. I love how the cat is breaking
out of the wood panel.
Yeah, like breaking through the wood. I think it's a cool design personally. And I don't want to say I feel like they could have done more with the side of the car. Like they could have put the logo on the side or something rather than just, how it's it's kind of like steel. You know what I mean? They could have put at least a little bit more detail.
Yeah. I think the design will grow on us as time goes by because, think about when Iron Gwazi's train was first announced. Everyone hated it at first, and now people actually kind of like it. As
for the RMC, do you even want to call it a booth? Yeah, I guess you would call it a booth, right?
Yeah.
Just the train for Wildcats Revenge, and then obviously they had all their signs. They also had a sign that said Air Force One is opening in spring of 2023.
Yeah, which that train was revealed last year.
Right. And now, personally, I think the train for Air Force One is a lot cooler than what they did with Wildcats Revenge.
Oh, for sure. Air Force Ones look so good.
Yeah, 100%.
It's
that's okay. Go ahead.
It's easily the most detailed front car on all the RMC coasters.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. So yeah, as for the RMC booth, just the train for Wildcats Revenge, obviously they have the screens, showcasing all their different models, and they have signs of the single rails, the I box, what all parks can purchase, just everything that they have to offer. Now let's talk about Arctic Revenge.
Okay.
Let me hear your thoughts.
Arctic Rescue.
Did I say? What did I say? Adventure?
Arctic Revenge.
It's literally on the screen. I can't read.
That's the second time you've messed that up on an episode of the Thrill Life. The
Well,
first time you called it Arctic Adventure. The second time you called it Arctic Revenge. It's Arctic Rescue.
yeah, I mean, it's literally on the screen, so maybe I
That
should look
that
at it.
yeah. So that's going to SeaWorld San Diego. In all fairness, we pretty much knew what that train design was going to be like because it's pretty much exactly the same as Wavebreaker's train.
Yeah, definitely. And again, we talked about this, but I think it'll be middle of the pack when it comes to the coasters at SeaWorld San Diego.
What coaster will this be for them? Their sixth coaster, I think.
That sounds right. Manta, Electric Eel, is Tidal Twister still there?
Yeah.
Tidal Twister,
Emperor.
Emperor, and they have a Journey to Atlantis clone, right?
Yeah.
And then do they have a kiddie coaster?
No, they don't. Shockingly.
But I know that's weird. They have a Sesame Street Bay of Play, and they don't
Yeah.
have a kiddie coaster. How about that? Wow.
Yeah, I've never understood that, if I'm completely honest.
I thought they would have at least had a, I don't know, one of those like Shamu Express clones or a Super Grover's Boxcar Derby now. So yeah, what are your thoughts on the design on this train?
It looks pretty good. It's a snowmobile. And be frank, I'm surprised they revealed that coaster train and not Dark Coaster's train.
Yeah, I was surprised as well. I was expecting, because they had the train for Pantheon there,
Yeah.
and Iron Gwazi, obviously, but nothing from any of the SeaWorld parks this year besides the surf coaster, right? Or no, well, this is SeaWorld also. I meant to say Busch Gardens. I thought they would have had something to do with, because Tampa's getting
Screaming Swing.
Yeah, the Screaming Swing. Yeah, wow. So they went with Arctic Rescue's train over Dark Coaster. How about that? That is a surprise. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
I don't know. All right, now let's move down to Big Bear Mountain at Dollywood. I am really, really surprised by how much detail this train has. Wow.
So was I.
So why don't you talk about Big Bear Mountain a little bit, because you were just on the construction site a couple days ago.
Yeah, so construction for that coaster is going along really good. I'd say probably about 500 or 600 feet of the track is already put in place, which admittedly is not much considering there's almost 4,000 feet of track in that coaster. And actually, when I was there, Pete Owens, he told us that they were going to reveal the front car and the back car at IAAPA, which they did. And it looks so detailed. It looks so good.
And you texted me this. You said that you guys, because you were there for, correct me if I'm wrong, Coaster Crew, Ace event? What was it?
It was Ace.
It was an Ace event. You guys got to see the full POV before it was released at IAAPA, because now they have it on the TVs at IAAPA.
Yeah. Because they showed the POV to us before they released it to the public.
Yeah, now you can find it on all their social media pages as well, besides just at IAAPA, right?
Yeah. And for all those out there who are still wondering, it's going to be LSMs, not LIMs.
Yeah, we had this discussion. What was the last coaster that had LIMs?
It might have been Psyche Underground at Walibi, Belgium. That's not recent.
Yeah, no, not at all. Is the coaster longer, or now that we've seen the full POV is what I'm getting at. Is the coaster longer or shorter than you were expecting, or right in the middle?
Now that I've seen the full POV, it's actually longer than what I thought it was going to be.
That's what I was going to say. I was actually curious to get your opinion on that. I think it's a lot longer, and it's a family coaster too, but it's got a pretty damn good layout. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, it's 1 minute 45 seconds from first launch to brakes.
It has lap bars, so I would think you should feel it's not going to be anything crazy.
Yeah,
again, it's a family coaster, but it should have airtime.
One thing that is sort of disappointing about that coaster is that it has shin guards.
Yeah, why do you think that is? I forgot about that.
I'm not sure. Maybe because That'll have a 39-inch height requirement when that sucker opens next year.
That is true. That is very true.
Think about this. A 3-year-old will be able to ride that.
Yeah, it might just be a safety precaution. And I mean, sadly, we've seen incidents around the industry in the last few years. So maybe it is just a safety precaution. We could see that on more roller coasters going forward, honestly.
Yeah, and I know how much emphasis Dollywood puts on safety. Dollywood is all about safety.
Yeah, as
Like,
they should.
I've never seen Dollywood's my home park, and I've never seen another park put as much emphasis on safety as Dollywood has.
Yeah, no, I'll give you that. Even more so than Silver Dollar City and Wild Adventures, I'd say.
Yeah, and even more so than Hershey Park.
Yeah, I'd probably agree with that. All right, so now Zambezi Zinger?
Zambezi Zinger.
Zambezi Zinger. Okay. What are your thoughts on this at Worlds of Fun?
So, I love the front car for this coaster. It looks so good.
Yeah, it really just fits the theme perfectly. And
it looks
again, so much detail on the train.
Yeah, it kind of looks like what is it, like one of those safari tour vehicles that you take on like Kilimanjaro Safari at Animal Kingdom, or like the one at Great Adventure, you know, those vehicles. Kind of looks like that. It has a camouflage color scheme to it.
Yeah, no, it really gives me that vibe.
The same color scheme that the old Zambezi Zinger had a long time ago.
Yeah, so they're paying homage, obviously, to what was once there in the park's history. So you love to see that.
Yeah, and actually, while we're talking about Zambezi Zinger, I recently found out some news from GCI. So do you mind if I talk about it?
Yeah, man, go ahead. I probably don't even know this because, like I said, I've been busy all week. So anything that I have seen on IAAPA, really just scrolling on my phone on seeing across social media.
So. You likely don't know all of this, but okay. First off, Predator at Darien Lake is getting more Titan track on it for next year.
Okay, I had a feeling. That doesn't surprise me at all. I had a feeling that was going to be the case, which is a good thing because I've heard that ride is very rough.
Yeah, I've heard that ride's terrible. Also, Lake Compounds is in talks of putting Titan track on both of their Woodies.
Even Boulder Dash?
Yeah, even Boulder Dash. And also including a full Titan track makeover of Wildcat.
Okay, so not Boulder Dash, just Wildcat. The entire thing will be Titan track. Okay.
Yeah, although they're also talking about putting sections of it on Boulder Dash, which I don't know how I feel about that. Boulder Dash is so good the way it is.
Well, you said this to Dr. Coaster when we were talking about the Fun Spot parks. You said when you rode White Lightning earlier this year, you didn't even feel the Titan track.
No, it was, granted, it's only a small section of it.
Yeah, I feel like in order to like actually feel the difference, it has to be like an entire helix or like two little airtime hills. You know, it's literally just when it goes straight. So I get why you didn't feel it.
There probably is a difference in the feeling. I just wasn't really looking for it when I rode it.
Yeah, you just probably weren't aware of it. And like you said, it's literally just like what, 3 feet?
Like 5 or 6 feet. And I rode it at night. Okay, so it wasn't visible to the eye. The difference.
That's true. Did you ride it in the front?
Front, middle, and back.
And you still couldn't see it? Gotcha.
Didn't notice it on any of my rides. But actually, Wildcat at Lake Compounds, I think that probably really could use some Titan track. As much as I'm kind of have a love-hate relationship with Titan track because I'm feeling like it's starting to ruin the wooden coaster.
Yeah, I mean, if you look around the industry, and correct me if I'm wrong, Jason, I could be forgetting something, but I want to say the last wooden coaster that opened, you know, just strictly wood. We're not talking any RMC or any hybrids.
Texas Stingray?
Texas Stingray at San Antonio, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't think of any other coasters that opened in the last few years besides that is just all wood. Oh no, that's not even all wood. That has steel supports.
Yeah, Kentucky Flyer at Kentucky Kingdom, has steel supports.
Yeah, I wonder what the last... Comment down below, anyone that's watching this.
Oh my gosh, was it Mystic Timbers?
That's a good guess. I was gonna say I really don't know. All wood.
Because Mystic Timbers is all wood.
Yeah.
But
Wow. That's crazy.
Wildcat at Lake Compounds though, that really could use some Titan track. I believe that might be the worst wooden coaster in America.
You think so?
Maybe if it's not, then it's top 3 worst wooden coasters in America. That ride is so rough and it has no airtime.
Worse than Hellcat?
That's a tough call. That's a tough call. Hellcat in the front is bearable. In any other row, it's trash.
Okay. Well.
But in terms of rough, okay, of the wooden coasters that I've ridden, there's 3 in particular that stand out to me that I like to call the rough trio of woodies that I've ridden. These include Wildcat at Lake Compounds, Hurler at Carowinds, and Roar at Six Flags America.
Okay, I can see that. I actually heard Roar is better now that it got retracked.
I didn't think it was good at all.
You didn't like it? Okay.
No.
It's been a minute since I went to Six Flags America. I'm looking to go back there this year.
If it was bad this year when I rode for the first time, I can only imagine how bad it was before. Because I rode it once and I was like, yeah, I don't need to ride that again. And even Wildcat at Hershey Park, I didn't find all that bad.
Nah, I mean, it was definitely worse in the summer, but I'll say during Christmas Candy Lane, riding it in the cold, yeah. It was
and
pretty awesome.
One more thing from GCI. They are currently bidding on another full Titan track retrack of a current wooden coaster. We don't know which one.
Yeah, let's take some guesses. So let me hear one of yours. Name a coaster out there that you think could be a possibility.
First one that comes to mind is Wolverine Wildcat at Michigan's Adventure. That already got some Titan track on it, and apparently that ride's terrible.
You're saying that they could just add Titan track to the whole thing?
Yeah.
I could see that. If I were to make a guess, I really do think that they could add Titan track. I don't think they would do the whole thing just because Dorney has retracked Thunderhawk in the last few years, but I think they could add portions of Titan track to Thunderhawk.
Yeah, and I have another guess that stands out to me.
Although that's PTC. Do you think they would add Titan track to a ride that's not a GCI? Because have they done that yet?
Yeah, because Wolverine Wildcat's Den Corporation and Predator is Den Corporation.
Right. Okay. Yeah, so that Thunderhawk at Dorney is a possibility. I wouldn't count that out.
Another coaster that stands out to me that I feel could get it is Timberwolf at Worlds of Fun. Now, I know that did get retracked a few years ago, and apparently it's actually good now, but I could see it getting it because it's another Den Corporation coaster, and I feel like those Den coasters really are in trouble.
I could see that. Yeah, I definitely could see that. I don't know, man. There are so many wooden coasters out there that really could use just either full wood retracking or Titan track. And the way the industry is going, I think that we're gonna start to see the just wooden retrack start to fade out, and I think coasters are just gonna start to get Titan track, which really sucks because wooden coasters were the first. Like before steel coasters, the original roller coasters were made out of wood.
I mean, yeah, steel coasters didn't become a thing until the 60s.
Exactly. Well,
whereas wooden coasters have been a thing since the late 1800s.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so we're going to talk about Pipeline, the surf coaster, in brief, and then we're going to talk about just some of the other things that we saw that were going on at IAAPA. So, Pipeline, let's hear.
Yeah, so the trains, they look cool, but very weird, if I'm completely honest.
Yeah, I got to be honest as well. Well, we could see from the animated concept that it was going to be vest restraints, and I know you're not a fan of vest restraints.
I'm wondering how that'll play out on a stand-up coaster.
For a stand-up coaster, I think it might actually be better than the normal over-the-shoulder.
For a stand-up coaster, it probably will work, honestly, because I feel like that may actually work, because I know a lot of people complain about head banging on stand-up coasters.
I think it's good for, I actually, and I don't hate the vest restraints at all. But I don't think they're necessary on Valraven. Like, I don't think they're necessary on dive coasters at all. But the wing
No.
coasters, like on Gatekeeper, didn't bother me at all.
Yeah, the wing coasters, I feel like they're necessary, even though they do come down pretty hard on you sometimes.
Yeah, but like Valraven, there's literally no reason why it has them.
Yeah, it literally kills the ride.
I don't want to say kills the ride, but I said this in
Well, dampens it then.
I don't want to. Yeah, I forget which episode I mentioned this, but I definitely said this on one of the pods that when I went back to Cedar Point this past summer, I didn't like Valraven as much as the summer prior, but I still liked it. So I don't hate Valraven. I like it, but it wasn't like, wow, that was awesome. Like the summer before, like I was like, okay, I don't understand why I loved that so much.
Yeah, and especially after I went back and rode Shikra again this year, I was like, well, dang. The restraints really make or break it for dive coasters because Shikra was great.
Yeah.
With the old restraints.
Yeah, so I think we've come to an agreement that we think the vest restraints will be good on Pipeline.
Yeah, although one thing that you may find this weird, I don't know. One thing that I thought was weird was for a stand-up coaster, there's no place to put your feet, really, other than the floor. There's like no place where your feet lock in or anything like that or secure. So your feet could slide around all over the place.
Wow, yeah. Oh yeah, because because on the normal stand-up coasters they're kind of like boxed in. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, there's the wall in front of your feet to where, and the normal stand-up coasters, the floor, it's like hard surface to where your feet don't move around at all.
Yeah.
Pipeline the surf coaster, that's a shiny surface, a slick surface. Your feet could slide around all over the place.
Yeah, I like the design on the actual surfboard though. It's very cool. It's not just orange. Yeah. So overall, I think of all the trains, and I already said this to you, what my favorite one is. Mine is Big Bear Mountain, at least of the ones on the screen right here. But I want to give you my overall favorite train in just a second. So, of the 5 on the screen right here, which one is your favorite?
Probably Big Bear Mountain, and then Zambezi Zinger would be second.
My least favorite would probably be Arctic Rescue. You know, it has detail to it. It's cool, but again, it's just trying to be like a snowmobile. It's just your, straddle coaster.
Yeah, but there's one train that you forgot about. Cedar Point's Wild Mouse.
I didn't put the logo on there for that.
Let's go ahead and talk about it. This train design is so stupid. I hate it so much.
The mouse train, or the mice, I should say. Those trains. Those trains should be cooler because you remember when they announced it, they said that there's going to be 6 cars on the track at once.
6 or 5, I can't remember.
Because obviously Wild Mouse coasters are block sectioned. So
yeah.
They're going to have 5 mice, and then the one car is the cheese, which is the one that they have on display at IAAPA right now. The one cool thing is, of all the trains at IAAPA, you're actually able to sit in this one. And another thing I saw, it was either Tim Tracker or Super Enthused. I forget who showed this in their video. One of the two. That it's handicap accessible.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Yeah, so anyone in a wheelchair, the door can open on the one side, and you can get in it if you're in a wheelchair. So that's awesome.
That Wild Mouse isn't even a Wild Mouse. It's just a spinning coaster.
Yeah, I mean, only us coaster enthusiasts and like theme park fanatics would pick up on that. Anyone else that had been to another park and been on a Wild Mouse coaster would be like, "Oh, this one spins."
Yeah.
So,
which honestly, for Cedar Point, that's not a terrible addition. I don't know why everyone's hating on it so much. Well, okay, it's because Cedar Point. You have high expectations for Cedar Point's coasters.
Yeah, and nothing regarding Top Thrill Dragster. I'm not shocked, but I thought they would have maybe. You think it's done for?
No, I gave that a thumbs down because Cedar Point didn't do anything. Acted like it's not even there.
Yeah. You think it's done for, or what do you think at this point?
I don't know, man. Your guess is as good as mine. Flip a coin.
Yeah, I mean, Zamperla. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't think Intamin is going to have anything to do with it anymore, to be honest.
Yeah. Talking about Cedar Point's Wild Mouse again, real quick though. It actually is a better addition for that park than people are giving it credit for, because Cedar Point really, with 17 coasters, they really only had 2 that were for families: Iron Dragon and Cedar Creek Mine Ride.
Right. Yeah.
So this will be another family coaster. They don't even have a spinning coaster either, so that'll fill a gap in their lineup.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if they were to add a spinning coaster, ideally if because they're the America's roller coaster and the roller coaster capital of the world, you would think that they would have tried for their first spinning coaster. They would have went big and went for a Mock
Mock Extreme
Extreme.
Spinner,
Yeah,
yeah.
like Time Traveler. But I've been on Raging Cajun at Six Flags America, and that's a good spinning coaster, and that's Zamperla. So
Is it? Is it actually Zamperla?
yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
Okay, I didn't know if it was Zamperla or Reverchon.
I think I'm pretty sure it's Zamperla, but I could be wrong.
I think it actually is Zamperla. That Wild Mouse is crazy. The one at Six Flags America.
Yeah, I mean that's what the trains. That's what the trains remind me of. So
the best spinning Wild Mouse I've ever done though is Exterminator at Kennywood. That ride is so good because it's inside.
I don't know what. Yeah, I'd probably say Raging Cajun for me. Primeval World was stupid.
Those rides were so trash. I do not miss those rides even slightly.
Yeah. And then, well, that's not a wild mouse. Pandemonium at Six Flags New England was solid.
Yeah, I mean those rides are solid. I know some people consider Blue Streak a family coaster. It kind of borders Family Line and Thrill Coaster, but it's
with
more
the air time it has. Nah, it's not a family coaster.
I know. I put it more on the lines of a thrill coaster.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you call Thunderhawk at Dorney a thrill coaster, then I think Blue Streak is a thrill coaster because Thunderhawk's airtime it is not even close to Blue Streak.
Blue Streak is so much better than Thunderhawk.
Oh yeah, not even close. I mean, Thunderhawk's fine. I went on it a lot when I was younger.
What?
But as I've ridden more coasters, it doesn't do much for me anymore.
Yeah.
Like I said, it would be a good coaster to get Titan Track, but who knows?
Yeah. What have you got left?
Yeah, what do you mean? Just to talk about IAAPA?
Yeah, because I have a couple more things left to talk about.
All right, so this was revealed today. I guess we should just jump right into Steel Pier because I did not. He texted me a photo of it. He was like, "Yo, Steel Pier is getting a Skyrocket too." I'm like, "No, they're not." And then I had to look. Then I went on Coaster Hub, and shout out to Coaster Hub. I've mentioned them many times on this podcast. They're great. Like whoever's behind that account, they're always quick to post whatever's going on in the industry. So I immediately went on their page, and I was like, oh, okay, yep, they're adding a Skyrocket too. I never would have saw that coming. And from the concept art, from someone that's been to Steel Pier, you went to Steel Pier also, didn't you?
No.
Oh no, you didn't.
We went to Casino Pier in Jenkinson's.
No, I know, but for some reason I thought maybe you stopped there on your way to Maury's, but never mind.
No.
As someone who's been to Steel Pier, and I actually went there for the first time in 2021. It took me that long to get there. My parents never bothered to take me. My parents never bothered to take me to Atlantic City for valid reasons when I was young. For when I was younger, just because it's not that nice, and it's just mostly for adults, bars and things like that. But I got there in 2021, and it looks like from the concept art that the Skyrocket 2 is going to be built where their kiddie coaster is right now, Locomotion.
Come on, baby, do the locomotion. I love that song.
So, I mean...
Did you get the old Wild Mouse before they removed it?
Which one are we talking about?
Steel Pier.
The one that was just removed?
Yeah.
Yeah, I went on it. It was fine. It wasn't anything special.
I mean, yeah, but they're replacing it with a new Wild Mouse of the same exact model.
Yeah, it'll probably just be smoother. It'll just look better on the pier because the one that was there was just very run down.
But they're actually getting something decent. I finally have a reason to go to Steel Pier.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
so my guess is that they're gonna move locomotion. They're already landlocked as it is. Maybe they could extend the pier. I really don't know where they're gonna move it to because they already fit as many rides as they could on that little pier. Like Casino Pier, big. Maury's, big. Jillian's, average. Castaway Cove, average. But that doesn't even feel like a boardwalk park. Yeah, either does Jillian's. Like Casino Pier and Maury's feel like boardwalk parks. Castaway Cove.
Maury's isn't just big. Maury's is freaking huge.
Yeah. But you got to go, like, if you're ever in New Jersey again, you got to go to Steel Pier just to see how small it is. Like, they're landlocked. They fit as much as they can on this little pier. It is crazy. And they probably have more games than they do rides, which it's not I wouldn't say that's a good thing.
It sounds like the Santa Monica Boardwalk.
Nah, even smaller than that. I've seen videos and even smaller than that. So, yeah, Steel Pier. They're probably going to just have to remove a lot of the kiddie rides that they have because I would think that they want to keep Locomotion because it hasn't been there that long. But yes, Skyrocket 2, a premier rides coaster when there's literally gale force 20 minutes down the road, which is a SNS El Loco, which is also, and some people have said that's gale force is similar to a Skyrocket 2. And I said this to you right away. I said, why are they adding a Skyrocket 2 and there's literally gale force nearby? Like, they're the same kind of rides. Like, yes, gale force doesn't have any inversions. It has the kick flip. Like, that's a cool element, but you don't actually go upside down, where Skyrocket 2 has 2 inversions.
1.
Oh, yeah, it's a non-inverting loop. You're right.
But,
yeah.
Hey, real quick, will it be brand new or will it be a relocated one? Because what's it called? Bosque Magico or whatever it's called that just closed down in Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
They had a premiere ride Skyrocket 2 called Zombie Ride. They just closed. We know that it wasn't scrapped. We know that it was put up for sale. We don't know if it was sold or not.
I know. I'd say the chances of it being a relocated coaster are higher than brand new.
Mm-hmm.
At least, just if it was any other park, if it was a SeaWorld park or like a Cedar Fair, I would say absolutely brand new. But the fact that it's Steel Pier, yeah, I'm going to say relocated.
I just hope it doesn't have comfort collars.
Probably. Isn't Phobia the only one that doesn't?
Lancerman Ultimate Flight.
Oh, at Discovery Kingdom,
Yeah,
right?
Zombie Ride didn't have them down in Mexico. The only 3 that actually have them are the 3 SeaWorld ones. Yeah, it just shows SeaWorld for you.
Okay, so there is a chance then.
Yeah, and I must say, the New Jersey Boardwalk got much better now with the Skyrocket 2, even though it's pretty similar to Gale Force.
I say, I mean, if you look across the board of all the coasters on across all the New Jersey boardwalks, it's top 5, I would say.
Top 5 or 6. What
would I say is the best?
I'd still probably, well, I don't know. I haven't ridden Gale Force, so I'm not, I can't speak.
I'm going to say probably Great White, Hydrus, Nor'easter.
Yep.
Then probably Gale Force. Then, yeah, I'd probably put the Skyrocket 2, honestly. After that, I would probably put
Wild Waves? Wild Waves?
Nah, probably Sea Serpent at Maury's, to be honest. The boomerang.
Sea Serpent's really good. For a boomerang, anyway, it's really good.
Yeah, no, Wild Waves doesn't do much for me.
Because I know
it has like 2 airtime moments.
Because I know there's a total of 8 New Jersey boardwalks.
Right.
There's Maury's Piers, Casino Pier, Steel Pier, Playline's Castaway Cove, Jillian's Wonderland Pier, Jenkinson's Boardwalk,
Keensburg,
which has a looping Pinfari, and there was one more that I can't remember.
Oh, Fantasy Island.
Yep,
which has a SBF spinner, and they did have a Zamperla dragon powered coaster when I was younger, like back in the day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, So
For me,
this comes as a shock to me, like that they're adding a skyrocket too. It's got to be relocated. It has to be. It's Steel Pier. Come on.
for me, I'd probably say that the notable Jersey Shore coasters, Great White and Great Nor'easter and Sea Serpent from Maury's, Hydrus from Casino Pier,
So you're basically just saying the same ones I did, but are you
Ga-
going to throw Wild Waves in there?
Gale Force from Playlands. I won't say Wild Waves,
Nah, yeah.
and probably this, honestly, the Skyrocket too, for the notable New Jersey Boardwalk coasters. I mean,
Yeah, absolutely. I honestly thought Steel Pier's next coaster was going to be an SBF spinner because the kiddie coaster that they have is SBF.
is it actually? I thought, oh.
Or it might be L&T Systems,
Yeah, I was
actually.
about to say, I thought it was LNT Systems.
Yeah, you're right. It's L&T Systems.
Same as hot tamales, and same as Sideshow Spin that was at Dollywood.
Oh yeah, that's
My
true.
my first coaster.
Yeah, but I mean, you look at all the other New Jersey boardwalk parks. I think almost more than half of them have an SBF spinner. So
I think you're right. I think actually was
I
it
think
like
all of them, but because now
Kingsburg?
Casino Pier has one now too with Exola Loca.
Yeah, I believe it's 6 out of 8 Jersey boardwalks that have one.
That's crazy. Yeah.
But
Let's talk about some of the other things at IAAPA this year. They had the one of those what are they called? The Zamperla mix flavored by Jolly Rancher. They had one of those.
oh, those nebulas, yeah.
Yeah, the Zamperla Nebulas. They had one of those there that you could ride, and yeah, as two guys that have been able to experience them, or one of them,
They're okay.
yeah, they're fine. But it's cool that they had one at IAAPA. I mean, IAAPA is not supposed to be an amusement park. It's supposed to be an expo. It's like as it's
Yeah.
called an expo.
Mhm.
It's supposed to be an event where you can just check out what's going on in the industry. You're not, but it's cool that they even have rides, and they always have the SBF coaster too.
Yeah. Which actually I know the Island and Pigeon Forge, they're getting a nebula.
Right? Yeah.
Which
So you'll get to ride
that's
another one.
actually that's not a bad fit for them actually.
No, I wouldn't say so.
Oh, and
Um,
oh yeah, Kennywood is adding Spinvasion next year.
it's Endeavor, right?
Nope, it's a Zamperla Gryphon, however you pronounce it.
Oh, it's
It's the first ever one by Zamperla, and it's Zamperla's way of countering the
Endeavor.
oh wait, isn't Endeavor Zamperla?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, but it's not an Endeavor. It's a Gryphon or Griffon.
Okay. Can you give me an example? I don't even know what you're talking about.
I mean, I can't because it'll be the first one.
Oh, it's first. Oh, so it's a new ride. Cool.
Uh-huh. The first ever one. It's going where Volcano was before. No, not Volcano the Blast Coaster. Volcano the Enterprise that was there before.
Dorney, you're still kicking.
Hey,
Don't remove it.
Carowinds, you're still kicking with yours too.
Yeah.
But I remember they removed 4 rides. Kennywood did 2 years ago. Volcano was one of them. They also removed Kangaroo, which they brought back this year, along with the Paratrooper and one other. Oh, the Byron Curve. That's right.
Gotcha. That's
And
cool from Kennywood.
yeah, although when I went to Kennywood earlier this year, you could still see the area where Volcano was, the facade, all that was still there for it.
Yeah, definitely.
The whole area of that park is being rethemed and renamed to Area 412.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, we're gonna raid Area 412. I've already heard people saying that. Oh my gosh, it's so annoying. For those of you who don't know, 412 is the area code for Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Nah, it's cool that Kennywood's trying to add some theming to their park. They already have Steelers Country in Thomastown, so
Yeah, I'll say Kennywood is an underrated park. It doesn't get
yeah.
enough credit. You need to hit up Kennywood sometime.
Yeah, no, I'd like to. That's probably that and Waldemere are the two in PA that I'd like to hit. I don't really care if I ever get to experience like
Lakemont.
Del Grasso's or Lakemont. I know you really are upset that you didn't get to go on Leap the Dips, but
Yeah, because that frustrated me because I drove all the way out there and it was closed.
Was Skyliner open at least?
Yeah, although Skyliner wasn't even that good. It didn't make up for Leap the Dips being closed.
Nah, yeah.
But
Anything else you want to mention from IAAPA? Obviously, they have all new foods that you can try. They have the costumes, like the mascots. There's always that
yeah.
super pretzel running around.
Yeah, this isn't well, thankfully with this new ride going to Kennywood, at least there'll be a new ride to distract us enthusiasts so we can marathon Phantom's Revenge.
That's true.
I mean, if I go back to Kennywood, that would be what I would do. Is just marathon Phantom's Revenge and Steel Curtain,
Yeah.
and do one ride on all the other coasters just for the heck of it.
Yeah, I could see that.
But I'm trying to think about what else I missed from IAAPA because that's all the stuff I had notes on.
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to move past the roller coasters, but there is one more thing I'd like to mention. Well, I guess two more. So we have the train from Zamperla for the coaster at P&E.
I forgot about that. Yep.
For Playland P&E, the Zamperla LSM launch coaster. Dude, these trains look exactly like Pantheon's trains. It's weird.
They look like Skyrush's trains to me.
You think?
Yeah, they look like Skyrush's trains to me because they're
well, they don't have the wing. They don't have the wing seats. Are you talking about the restraints more so?
No, they do have wings. Well, they're not wing seats, but they have the two that are next to each other, and then the two that are apart from each other, kind of like how Skyrush is.
Okay, yeah, but they don't like hang off the track like Skyrush. I see what you're saying, but like
Also,
not
kind of like the staggered B&M hyper trains, like Intimidator, Diamondback, Behemoth.
Yeah, I can see that.
But they don't hang off the track like Skyrush. But yeah, hopefully the lap bars aren't like Skyrush.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? But it's just cool to see Zamperla. I mean, I love a lot of their flat rides. I give Zamperla more credit than other enthusiasts do. Like they haven't really made a great roller coaster yet. When Thunderbolt at Luna Park was announced, I thought that was going to be like very good for them, but people say it's not that great. And people say the same thing about Rolling Thunder at Owa. Is that what it's called?
So, Tropic Falls Amusement Park now, or Tropic Falls Theme Park that they rebranded this year.
Oh, okay.
The whole complex is still called Owa, but the park now is called Tropic Falls Theme Park.
It was the park at Owa, right?
Yeah.
Gotcha. So yeah, that's cool. And then the last thing that I wanted to mention regarding roller coasters is the train for the Chance Hot Wheels coaster going to that park in Arizona, the Mattel Adventure Park, right?
Yeah, and I forgot about that again as well. But for those of you watching, let's clear something up. This is not the Hyper GTX. This is the other coaster.
This is, I mean, it looks like it's going to be very similar. The trains, at least, are like, if you look at the restraints, they're like Slime Streak at Nickelodeon Universe.
So they're probably Chance rides. I don't know. I don't know who the manufacturer of the family coaster going there. I know the Hyper GTX is Chance rides, obviously.
Yeah, but if you look at the trains, they're like, yeah, they're the same trains as Slime Streak, and those trains are like so small for no reason. I'm like 5'8". I'm not even tall. And I had a hard time fitting in those trains. So that ought to,
Yeah, wait until you ride a what's it called? A Chance Toboggan. Wait until you ride one of those things. The cars are so cramped. If I'd have been 1 inch taller, I wouldn't have fit.
Well, what are you gonna do, man? So yeah, obviously at IAAPA they showcase everything with roller coasters. They have all different kind of foods there, all different kind of tech. I saw in Tim Tracker's video that they had, or I'm sorry, not Tim Tracker, Super Enthused Jackie. She showed off. They had, I can't remember the name, but some company that does a lot of animatronics. Like they had the animatronic from the Hershey's chocolate tour ride there. They had the Hershey bar there, so I thought that was kind of cool. And I was like, oh, and then they had like a baby Yoda, so it shows that like this company gets around. So that was kind of cool to see.
Yeah, and this year especially, it seemed like every enthusiast and their mom was at IAAPA.
Yeah, a lot of people got there. I'd like to go in the future.
Oh, I would too.
I feel like I'd really like it. It just seems like a cool atmosphere overall. I mean,
I've been trying to go for like 3 years now. It always falls on a week when I have class.
yeah, I mean, you're in college. I'm still in high school, so it's like obviously it's impossible for me to go because it's during the week. But when I once I start college, yeah, I would like to try to go. So yeah, love this time of year. So cool to see everything be announced and get everybody excited. I wanted to say this at the beginning. We started this podcast at a good time because right like we started it right when news started to drop. Like I think our first episode, what did we talk about our first episode? Well, obviously we talked about
Catapult Falls.
Yeah, Catapult Falls, and obviously
Arctic Rescue, Pipeline.
Yeah. Well, Pipeline wasn't announced yet. That was when we were still just calling it the Surf Coaster.
Yeah.
But and then obviously all the speculation for RMC Wildcat, and now it's Wildcat's Revenge. So through all the tech issues and all the hassle that we've gone through to get all this set up, it's starting to be a lot easier for us, and it's going a lot better now. Smooth sailing from here.
Yeah, and Leviathan at SeaWorld is opening in a couple of weeks. Finally.
That's true. Anything else apart from IAAPA? Blizzard Beach finally reopened, and Tykes Peak it actually has a lot more Frozen theming than I thought it was going to have.
What else? I feel like there's something we're missing.
I don't know. Like I said, I did prep myself for this episode just to talk about IAAPA. Let me know down below, how did I do keeping up with Jason? You guys think I did good? I think I did good. So yeah, are we gonna wrap up here then, man?
Yeah, I can't think of anything more. There's probably something, but we probably missed it.
Yeah, like we said, this was an episode dedicated to IAAPA. Stay tuned for next week's episode. We're going to have Owen and Austin from Park Hoppers Radio on with us, and we're going to talk about whatever's new in the industry. So we'll get back to our normal 5 topics and special segment next week. So Jason, sign us out.
Yeah, we hope you enjoyed this special IAAPA episode of The Thrill Life. And this is Coasters and Things and...
Coasters and Things. No, Beyond the Thrills, signing out. See you guys.